What's up everyone, my name is Don and welcome to part 2 of the Phantasy Star 4 playthrough. We're just sitting here enjoying the view, watching the sandworms and okay, fine Alys, we're going. Please don't shove a boomerang up my ass. So I did a little bit of the off-screen grinding to get the characters leveled up. You might see that Chaz has a new ability called Sue. You get this at level 4, it's basically a lightning attack which does some damage to most enemies but not every enemy. Or at least not all of the Motavian enemies on the planet. One thing about Phantasy Star 4 is that, yes, there is that elemental rock, paper, scissors that's in every RPG ever made. But there's an incredible amount of nuance in it, in that there's not just fire, ice, and wind, and earth. You got shadow magic, you got holy magic, you even got wind magic. I think I said that before, but you even got wind magic. And this guy's been turned to stone. What happened here? Shit. This is not good. It's not good at all. Medusa's probably in town. We gotta stop her. It's a kitchen. It looks like it hasn't been used in days. Well, what was your first clue, Chaz? Everybody's been stoned out of their minds. Bruh! Gee, there are a lot of academic books. Yeah, he points out the obvious a lot whenever you check up on stuff. I saw a mean man wearing black clothes. Mommy said to hide here. What's going on outside? Mommy, Daddy! And I think those, yep, they're stoned too. Fuck, this is getting worse. Those two are now orphans and I gotta take them in order to fight crime in the near future. Wait, what? A diary is left out. Let me see. For some reason I have a bad premonition. I hope nothing comes of it. That was the last entry in the diary. Oh good, you're psychic! And not only are you psychic, you just jinxed everybody to death. Hope you're proud of yourself, whoever wrote that diary. It's locked from the inside. Okay, so there's no signs of life in this town anymore. We might as well investigate the valley. Bird Valley, second dungeon of the game, is not too hard. I say that as Hahn gets splashed by acid. The Flattener plant. Flat tar plot. What the fuck? Pretty easy enemy, it goes down in one hit most of the time. What you want to watch out for is that acid breath. It hits for a lot of damage, especially towards Hahn. And I forgot to mention this in part 1, but there is a surprise attack mechanic in this game, just like the other 3 games in the tetralogy, and that is solely based on how strong your characters are and how strong the enemies are. If your party is a fair few levels above the enemies, then the algorithm for you to surprise attack them is greatly increased. Vice versa for if the enemies are stronger than you, they get to attack first. Oh, it's Saran boats again. Let me do something unique. Alright, I got this particular combination. I really hope it doesn't fuck up because it has a tendency of fucking up. And nope, it's actually successful. What that was is a combination attack. With Alys's Foy, Chaz's Sue, and Hahn's Walt. That creates a really powerful physical attack called Tri-Blaster. I'll be sure to go into detail as to how to manually set that up, but there are 2 ways of getting a combo out. That's basically either A, you let things happen in combat and hope to God that it actually works and the characters are in sync with each other, which most likely they aren't because different dexterities. Or B, you just manually set it up. And even when you set the macros up to combinations, sometimes the characters just don't feel like working together. Alys is being Maverick again. Dual wielding is awesome, but you can only dual wield certain types of weapons. It's not like Chaz can go around carrying 2 swords. But he's got knives he can dual wield, and there's also the slashers for Alys. And Hahn can also dual wield 2 knives too. More Xanafalks, they just die really quickly to Alys's slashers now. Let's see what we can find in this corner. It is a carbon suit, which is really good for Hahn. So let us equip that to the scholar real quick and be on our way. There we go, now he's not as much of a glass cannon as he was before. Now Hahn does have his weaknesses, but he's a very good character for supportive skills as well as his fairly decent insta-kill move against biomonsters. He won't be getting that until level 10, I believe, so we're still a ways away from that. Oh, there's another stoner. And another flattener plant. Let's see what we can do here. I think we'll just vortex it. Vortex is a really good melee attack. Or melee skill. It's not really an attack. Oh great, Professor Holt's been stoned too. Oh! Professor Holt! What on earth? An ancient curse? I can't believe someone is able to cast such a spell in this day and age. Isn't there any way to restore them? I've heard that a medicine called Alshline is able to turn stone back into flesh. Where can we find it? I've heard about it some time ago in a Motavian village, but we're talking some time ago. Which Motavian village? It is the village of Molcum, which is far south of here. Alright then, let's get going. Let's see, if we're going to Molcum, I'll make you a deal. Just 500 Meseta. You devil. Oh, looks like things are heating up very quickly. That's one thing I like about this game. The pacing is just lightning fast, but there's still time for character development. Next stop, Molcum. With a bunch of fights in between, but we're still going to Molcum. New enemy types, you got the crawlers on the left, and the monster flies on the right. The crawlers have slightly more defense than the flies do, but that's not saying much. And they are also significantly weak to ice, so be sure to use Hahn's squad ability every once in a while. It's going to take some time to get used to the naming convention of these spells. I know it did for me. It's not like your average fire, ice, lightning name. It's like the name is supposed to be a Latin prefix or a Japanese prefix of what that particular spell does. So res is restore, which is healing. You do have other skills that have more straightforward names like Earth, even though Earth technically doesn't exist in Phantasy Star. Well, actually, yes, it does. Earth does exist in Phantasy Star, it's just destroyed. So many planets getting destroyed or nearly destroyed in this series. What is going on here? You had to be the one to survive Alys's reign of terror. The encounter rate in this game is slightly... Ooh, a surprise attack. The encounter rate in this game is slightly high, but nowhere near as high as the earlier Phantasy Star games. Phantasy Star 2 and 3 were probably the worst contenders of having really high encounter rates. Every time you take a step, there's always a monster trying to kill you. 2 especially, because in that game you barely had any room to breathe. It was just 4 party members at the same time, and some of those party members were deadly specific towards a certain type of enemy. Like Thompson, for example. He's good against bio monsters, but when the bio monsters die out and the robots start attacking, then you have to replace Thompson with Kane, who is good against robots. And don't get me started on Sure. Do not take Sure to Desolus. Also, did I mention that in Phantasy Star 2, all the characters start at level 1, no matter what part of the game you are at? And welcome to Molcum, who was attacked by the Huns apparently. Rune? Hey Alys, long time no see. This is a game made by Sega after all. Alys, you know this guy? From a long time ago. Is Shorty here your current companion? Oh, he's still just a kid. Oh, watch what you say. Stop it, you two. More importantly, Rune, what is going on? This is all the handiwork of Zio. Zio! I bet that person who turned the people of Zema into stone is also... Well, it seems like your brain is working a little bit. You... Cut it out, you two. It seems that everywhere we go, it's always Zio. Who is this Zio? I'm not sure. With the town destroyed, how are we gonna find Alshline? You're looking for Alshline. In that case, you better go to Tonoe. Tonoe? Let's see, from here it's kind of far. First travel east to the village of Krup. And from there, if you go north, you'll find a valley that leads to Tonoe. We don't have to pass by Krup, do we? Why? Let's just head straight towards Tonoe. Alys? I haven't decided yet. I'm going to invite myself to join your group. I've got some business there too. Oh, not so fast. We'd enjoy your company. Oh, Alys! Oh, come on! Good. We're all set then. And Shorty, try not to get in the way. Stop calling me Shorty, my name is Chaz. That's what you said your name was, right? Oh, what a stupid name. Alys, I think this guy is going to be more trouble than he's worth. I won't get in anyone's way. You already have. I'm a little bit uneasy about our destination. Ugh. Alright, we got a fourth party member, and his name is Rune, and he's super powerful. Molcum has been done in by Zio. You think? By the time I arrived, it was too late. Sorry. But once we get to Tonoe, we'll be able to obtain Ausschleim, right? Tonoe. Now that's north of the village of Krup, right? That was me showing off the talk feature that was in the menu. Basically what it does is the characters will quickly go over a synopsis of the previous scene they were in. It's okay. It's flavor text is all. And if there's only one character in the whole entire party, which happens only twice in the game, then that talk feature will just become mumble, where that character will just state the obvious to themselves. And this is the first battle with Rune, who is at level 17, and the rest of the characters are either level 7 or level 4. Oh my god! He's freaking insane. For this part of the game, you can absolutely obliterate everything as Rune. It is ridiculous. He has a lot of screen-filling attacks, and it is absolutely insane. This is the village of Krup. Hahn, it's Hahn! You've come home. Yep, welcome to Hahn's home. You may be wondering why he's embarrassed to come home after all this time. Saya? Who's Saya? Oh, well... yeah, we'll find out who Saya is. Anyway, the other day there was a tremendous amount of smoke coming from the west. I wonder if there was a big fire or something. Yeah, there was. And people died. I'm waiting for that one RPG character to be as brutally honest as possible. I would just settle for Alys at the moment, who is honest but not brutally so. Hahn, considering that you have been disinherited, you sure have some gall to step into this house. You don't help in the family business, you just study. What use is that? Pa, right now the whole planet is in serious danger. I want to help with the power of science. That's why I'm studying. Hahn, it's good to see you home. Your pa goes on like that, but really he's very proud of you. I know, Ma, but my feelings won't change. Oh, family problems in the Mole household. That's not good. Let's talk to Hahn's sister. Okay, I thought that was Hahn's sister. Maybe not. In fact, I think this is just a complete stranger working under Hahn's parents. So, there we go. So, the problem of why Hahn and his father are so estranged is because Hahn followed his dreams of becoming a scholar, and his father wanted him to take over the family business of making protective garbs. So the two of them don't really see eye to eye on things. Which sounds ridiculous enough to be in one of those inspirational Darman type of videos, but family friction is real. So there is a bit of a character arc with Hahn in that regard, but it's very minute, it might as well not even be there. It's not like Hahn cries himself to sleep every night, it's just Hahn is a bit resentful of his father for not believing in his dreams, and his father's resentful of him for not following his dreams. It's bizarre. Saya! Hahn, you've come home. I'm so happy. Saya, I missed you. Let me introduce you to everybody. This is my fiancé, Saya. Fiancé? Fuck, he's taken. It's a pleasure to meet you. Whatever that jingle was. My name is Saya. Saya teaches children here in her home. Wow, I'm impressed. Oh no, it's about the only thing I'm capable of doing. Oh, don't put yourself down. Teachers are good, man. Alys and Chaz are hunters. They're assisting me with my task. It's a difficult job, isn't it? Thank you for taking care of Hahn. Now, don't you worry. Everything will be okay. But if anything were to happen to you, Saya, Hahn. Oh, you two. Get a room! No, I'm kidding. This exchange is charming, I love it. And the game does a very good job of being relatable. It doesn't matter what type of person you are, you're probably going to feel something with this. Now, what I'm doing here is trying to find the bookcase with all the Sega references. There are references to Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe, and Sonic the Hedgehog here. Thank you again for taking care of Hahn. No problem, Messiah. It's a children's picture book. Spoiled Rabbit of the Prairies. That's not a reference to anything, unless if it's probably a reference to the early designs of Sonic the Hedgehog, but who knows. Ah, here it is. The Golden Axe, Volume 3. Which is oddly appropriate because Golden Axe 3 came out that same year. A Day with Echo. No thank you, I honestly hate that game with every fiber of my being. I'm probably the only one that has never beaten the original Echo the Dolphin, and I got a score to settle with that thing. I've beaten Tides of Time, and that was also a waste of time too, but at least I enjoyed myself more with that game. The original Echo is just a slog. So yes, that is a game I'm going to have to put on the hit list of games I need to beat now sooner rather than later, along with the original Phantasy Star, and Ultra Core, and Ghosts and Goblins on the NES. God damn, that game is hard. And those games are hard for all the wrong reasons too, it's kinda ridiculous. Well, the thing with Ultra Core is it's not really a finished game, it was just re-released recently, and it was supposed to be a Sega Genesis game from 1995, so yeah, you figured that one out. New enemy type, sand newts, and yeah, never mind. God damn, I forgot Rune was in the party. Ah, the entrance is blocked. No sweat. This should be a cinch. Everybody stand back. Flare! Go web go! Wow! Shall we go? That Artie just used. I've never seen it before. The technique's different too. I'm not surprised you've never seen it before. This is what they call magic. Magic! So yeah, Rune is basically the black mage of the group, if you will. He specializes in offensive elemental techniques as well as some really devastating skills. Rune is also the most combo-friendly party member. If you set up the macros, or if Rune just decides to do something on a whim, he'll team up with Chaz, Alys, or Hahn on a certain attack. So yeah, Phantasy Star did it first. Sorry, Chrono Trigger. Oh wait, technically Final Fantasy IV from 1991 did it first. So maybe Square Enix was ahead of its time. Here's the macro list. This is where you want to set up the group attacks. So basically I'm putting Alys first with Foy and Rune with Hune, which is a wind attack. And that should make a devastating firestorm, which I'm probably going to show off right now. Burn to the ground, guys! Burn to the ground! They're not even weak to fire and they still died in one hit. That's how awesome Rune and Alys are. And yes, there is a bit of backstory between those two characters that's not in the game properly for some reason because of time constraints, but I'm sure it's in a CD drama or a comic book or something. All of which are probably Japan exclusive. God damn it. So yeah, from what I've gathered, Alys kind of has an attraction to Rune, and Rune is either too aloof or he just doesn't care to return the feelings to Alys. How do I know this? Well, I'm just going off of the previous cutscene, the way she blushed. And while I'm on that subject, the game looks fucking amazing. The sprite art is good, but where the game really shines are the cutscenes. There are very few games on the Genesis that had story sequences that look this good. I guess you can argue that Gleylancer looks better than this only on principle if the character is actually moving. But that's not to say that this game does not have animation in the cutscene stills, it's just very, very slight. You barely notice it. It happens once. And it's just lights turning on in the background. but I will still give this game credit for looking as good as it does for 1993. Or 1994 if we're going off of the game's copyright date. Can we talk about that for a second? Why did this game go ahead to the next year if it was released in December of 93? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, a better example would be Spider-Man No Way From Home that came out in December. Just because it was released of December of 2021 doesn't mean it's a 2022 film, you know what I mean? So no, this is without a doubt a 1993 game. I will consider it as a 1993 game even though we got this way later. Like 2 years later almost. Anyway, we got new enemy types here and they are blobs. They are resistant to melee attacks, but they go down very easily to magic attacks. Which for some reason I'm not using because I felt like not using magic attacks. I didn't want to break the game too hard, okay? There will be other blob type enemies throughout the game that will do some rather strange techniques against you. Sand newts? Well, Rune's here to save the day. But just in case Rune is not there, you can just use water against them. Hahn has the water technique, and you can mix it with Chaz's Zon ability, which is basically a wind tunnel. You mix that together and that will create a blizzard. Oh, finally, we're at Tonoe. Let's see what we'll find. Oh god, it's the Jawas! This is Tonoe. Hey, how'd you get in here? About that blockade at the entrance of the cave that Rune just blew up like an asshole? Yeah, that was made by the Motavians here to keep us out. Or to keep Zio out, more specifically. Parmenians like to go to war. I refuse to get embroiled in battles started by people like that. So, whenever a person states somebody as a Parmenian is a normal-looking human. Out of my way, and stop roaming around aimlessly. Oh, look who's talking there. The game does state that there is a gray area between Parmenians, like, you know, Chaz and Alys, who are not really Parmenians since Parma's destroyed and all. So they're technically Motavian born. In the sense that they were born on this planet, not that they had any bloodline relations to these guys. This fucking music. What you want to do is unequip Rune of his wood cane. That could be useful later on. Anyway, let's go see about this Ausschline from this information monger. I am the information monger Grandfather Doran. What exactly do you want to ask? Is it about the secret of refining titanium? No. You want to know why the path to this village is blocked by a rock? Also say no here. Then do you want to know the measurements of that famous and beautiful hunter Elise Brangwyn? Say yes to this question. Oh god. This game is rated E for everyone, by the way. Starting from the top, 36. Punch the shit out of him. Ouch! What are you doing? How dare you strike me without warning? Yikes! Elise Brangwyn. You blabbing old fart. Do you tell every single fool who comes in here my measurements? Oh shit. Oh, help me! Rune! It's you. Rune, help me, please. You don't change, do you, old man? Please excuse him, will you, Elise? The old man doesn't have any bad intentions. That's why I put up with it. I don't know what she's directly referring to there. Grandfather Doran, I came to retrieve the item I entrusted in your care. Also, these people are looking for Ausschline. Ah! If what you want is Ausschline, feel free to take whatever you need. It's in the back of the basement warehouse out back. Okay, you just said back twice. Go help yourselves. Thank you. Elise, let's go. Oh wait! That place is unused right now, which can only mean trouble. So it may be a teensy bit dangerous. Grizz, will you guide these people? My pleasure. My name is Grizz. Nice to meet you. Well, I have some business with Grandfather Doran here, so I'll say so long here. Oh yeah, Pipsqueak. I've had enough of you. Don't get any silly thoughts like taking Zio into that little head. Guys, at this stage of the game, you're no match for him. Maybe our paths will cross again someday. Elise. Yeah. Take care. Me? taking on Zio? Thanks, Rune. And Rune knows about the fourth wall. Oh no, oh no! Anyway, we got another party member in Rune's place, and his name is Grizz. And this is his little sister, Panna. You know, I lived in Molcum, but one day Zio attacked Molcum. My brother fought valiantly, but he just wasn't any match for Zio. Both my parents died. My brother and I barely escaped with our lives. Panna, I promise you that one day I will exact revenge. So what is Grizz good for? Is he a magical powerhouse? Jack of all trades? No, he's a tank. A slow, clunky tank who hits hard but is very, very slow. He has one technique, which is an insta-kill, I will give you that, but it's very inaccurate. And he also has one skill at the moment, which is also an insta-kill. Slightly more accurate, but still kind of useless. So I will say that Grizz is by far the worst character in the entire game. And we're not even an hour into this thing. So it just gets better from here, I guess. And no, that doesn't mean that Grizz is bad, he just pales in comparison to everybody else. There's some new equipment in his town and his titanium base. You want to get that as soon as possible, but it might be a bit expensive. This is also the point of the game, the stage of the game, where I give Hahn another dagger instead of just one dagger and a shield. I mentioned this before, but you can actually unequip Rune of his wood cane before he leaves the party. That will help you in combat since it heals you. You just go to the item section of the battle menu, select wood cane, select the person you want to heal, and there you go, they're healed. Just as long as they're not getting ganged up upon. Because that tends to happen. And the wood cane does get outclassed by more powerful healing techniques and items later on, so when that happens, throw that damn thing away. Or sell it. Damn, I only have 1500 Meseta. We're just gonna have to go with one Titan Mail for now. Shit. This probably wouldn't matter if I grinded in between parts, which I probably did in between this part and the next part, just so I can get 2 more Titan Mails. Motavians are cool. They're certainly way cooler in this game than they were in Phantasy Star 1, where they actually attacked you. Oh god. They are vicious in that game. I mean, you could talk to them to defuse the situation, but I always chose to fight just so I can get more experience in that game. Anyway, I'll see you in part 3.